Hey, cosmic superstars, welcome to Honest Flow. My name is Teo, and yeah, so first and foremost, I want to do a little bit of a disclaimer. Today I am tapped into my more, how can I say, darker energies, and I want you to understand when I refer to dark energies, I'm not talking about low vibes, I'm not talking about demonic entities, I'm more talking about my shadow side. The dark side, which we all possess, we are both light and dark, is normally the side of us that we tend to hide because of fear of being judged, fear of people, sort of labeling us. But it really truly is a part of us. And yeah, so just a warning, I am tapped into my darker side because my darker side is where my inner warrior, my spiritual warrior operates. So it's the passionate side, it's the truthfully blunt side of me. And everyone sees me and thinks that I'm this person that's always love and light and airy fairy, sunshine and rainbows. But the truth is, I do have a very dark side. And again, I'm not talking about low vibes. I'm always operating at a high frequency. But when I'm talking about a dark side, I mean, I do have shadows and I do have anger and I do have frustrations. And yeah, I am passionate. Like I have this fiery energy inside, which I've normally discipline and sort of keep intact in the sense that I don't let it out and I don't retaliate. And I'm not a person that goes around trying to argue with people, anything like that. Yeah, like I said, I'm more disciplined, but that's not to say that if you don't push me enough, that I won't turn around and, you know, shoot back at you. And I don't mean like physically shoot, I don't condone that, but I mean, if you're going to push me to the edge, then I will push back and fight back. And I have a feeling that normally I win because I'm more in tune with the truth of things. I know that sounds egoic, but like I said, today I am tapped into my shadow side. So I am all in my ego. Anyway, so I just wanted to put that disclaimer out there because yeah, I feel like this video could trigger some, likely will trigger some, because I am going to be dropping in some personal experiences so people can understand why I am doing the things I am doing right now. But yeah, so please bear with me. And just a side note too, I did get a message from Spirit recently about showing all sides of me. So while I, enjoy being in the more lighter aspects of myself and spreading love and joy out there, I also need to show you guys this other side of me, and the side of me that people should be, I wouldn't say should be careful, I don't want to be scaring people or anything, but just be warned. I am warning you that if you push me to my limits, I will turn around and yeah, really, what's the word, just hang it on you. Like, yeah, and I'll hands down say that there's certain people, a very small handful of people who have pushed my buttons to the point where I did turn around and I said, hang on a minute, I'm gonna speak the truth to you right now and you're not gonna like it. And the funny thing is these people would turn back and say, oh, you hurt my feelings, it's it wasn't nice what you said, blah blah blah. And it just drives me nuts because I'm like, hang on a minute, throughout our whole friendship, our whole time together, you're always hurting my feelings. You're always doing things and disappointing me. And I constantly hold it in and discipline myself and give you chances. And here you are, this one time I point out something that's not good with your behavior because it's very toxic, and you still try to turn it back on me, mate. I have a long list for some of you guys of the things that you have done. But yeah, let's not talk about that. This is my darker energy, as you can tell. And you know what, I'm even wearing my Maleficent shirt that says, it's not me, it's you. Intentionally I wore this, and intentionally I'm in this black dark background. Anyway, let's get on to it. So today's video is actually about setting boundaries, and I just wanted to sort of do a personal share slash honest conversation about yeah, the boundaries that I've been setting and why I'm doing it. And I guess in a way, this is sort of my little sort of a disclaimer video, a warning video to any people who might enter my life, especially in the future. I just want to put this video out there so you, if you do, yeah, like enter my life, you sort of understand how I'm currently operating, and I hope you can respect the boundaries I'm setting. And if you're not, then that's totally fine. But please do move on, because I don't have time for games. I don't have time for pettiness and things like that. Okay. So yeah, personal boundaries. So yeah, over the last 3 to 4 years, I've been actually setting a lot of personal boundaries, and I've actually started to really withdraw myself from a lot of things, a lot of social settings, social outings, and certain people as well. And the reason I'm doing that is because I just don't feel that I'm in alignment with certain people anymore. And, it's not that I hate them. Please understand, I do not hate anyone. I'm not designed to hate people. Like, I don't even hate my enemies. But the thing is, I don't really consider myself as a person with enemies. I have haters, but it's not me hating them, it's them hating me. Do you understand what I'm saying? So people hate me, but I don't necessarily hate them, but I do certainly put walls up and avoid those people. I normally, when I find out that someone does not like me, I normally pull back. I withdraw my energy and I don't speak to those people. I avoid those people. And sometimes I even block those people, because I'm like, if you're not liking me, then, that's cool. But let's not be in each other's space, because it makes me uncomfortable to know that you're hating on me and you're sending this negative energy at me when I've done nothing wrong to you. So, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I've been setting certain boundaries with certain people or groups, because I just feel like we're just not in alignment. We're not operating on the same wavelength as we used to be. Like, I no doubt used to be less conscious than I am, and I used to hang around people that um yeah, just love to gossip, and then I would follow along, gossip with them. But to be honest, it's not really who I am. And back then I was just following the crowd and doing whatever to please the crowd, to fit the molds. But after the pandemic happened, I really got more time to myself, and I started to really learn and understand who I really was, and what I really liked, and what I enjoyed and what I didn't enjoy. Because to be honest, there were times when I was with certain groups, all they ever did was talk ish about people, right? And it never really felt truly right to me. And I'd sit there and sort of just nod my head, like, oh, okay, oh, really now, oh yeah, blah blah blah. But it never felt comfortable. I never felt like it was, yeah, just aligned to my own values. And even as a teenager, I would always questions like, why are people so interested in like the life of celebrities and all that? Like, what does it matter to you who this celebrity is dating, or if they cheated on this person or that? But like, why does it matter to all of you so much? Like, shouldn't we be more focused on ourselves and our more intimate connections? Like, why must we care about people from the other side of the world, or people we don't even know, but we think we know because we read articles about them? It just makes no sense to me. And often I find it's the people who have no lives, who aren't really doing anything for themselves, who love to complain, who love to talk about other people, who can't, yeah, just do anything for themselves. And then they wonder why they're always stuck. And it's like, it's so obvious why you're stuck, because you're not doing anything, and all you do is talk and complain about other people, right? Anyway, so yeah, the reason I am setting boundaries is because I just want peace. That's it's that simple. I really want peace, and I just don't want to be in the energy of anyone who brings me down anymore, especially at this time in my life where I can feel and sense that I'm moving forward very rapidly, and there's a lot of growth happening. And I know that my time is precious, my energy is precious. And in the past, I used to spend a lot of time giving to everyone, just leading for everyone basically. And I was that yes person, a people pleaser. And the reason I was a people pleaser, because I had not only abandonment issues, which we'll get into at another point in time, and also guilt issues, because I am a life path 9. I feel guilty, deeply guilty, when I'm not there for people, because I feel like it's my duty to be there for everyone. And so I'm always saying yes, yes, yes. But to be honest, it's very tiring as well, being the yes person. And yeah, I just don't want to be that person anymore. I just want to move away from that. And in the past, I would say yes to so many different groups. And for those of you who don't know, I've always been a person, perhaps because I'm a Gemini, perhaps because I'm a life path 9, born on the ninth day, perhaps because I'm a rising Leo, perhaps because I'm also born in the year of the water pig, right? My whole soul design or makeup or blueprint is all about people, all about being around people and socializing with people, communicating with people. And so I've always been surrounded by people. But having said that, I've never felt truly like I belonged anywhere. Like, no matter what group I'm hanging in, I just never felt fully accepted. I still felt certain judgments. I still felt like people were looking at me a certain way, like, she's so different, she's so weird. But at the same time, I could tell people were addicted to my energy. And it's very obvious to me because every single week I was getting invites to all sort of different things. And anyone who's been in my life for the last 10, 20-ish years will know that I've always had a lot of groups of friends, and it's not the same groups. It's like lots of different groups and lots of different sort of backgrounds and cultures, and people that would be labeled goody goody two shoes. Like, I have friends like that. And then on the other end, I have friends who would be labeled as bad people, partying, drug taking, whatever. There's that. And then there's everything in between. And then I have my work friends, and because I've worked in so many different jobs, I've got different work crews as well. It's just like, it's intense, right? And anyway, since my teenage years, I always found that people were always inviting me out. Now, I want people to understand something. I'm actually highly introverted, and I didn't realize how introverted I was until the pandemic came, and I was like, oh, this is bliss, this is amazing. But anyway, but I've always been actually highly introverted, but I didn't really understand that part of myself. And I was unable to understand that part of myself because I was always surrounded by extroverts. Like, a lot of my friends are really extroverted, big personalities, alpha females, alphas. I was around a lot of alphas. And if you can't tell, I'm not that sort of alpha personality, or at least back then. I think right now I'm shifting gears into the more alpha mode, but it's not really, I wouldn't call it alpha. I just feel like just I'm more sure of myself and who I am and what I want in life. So yeah, I'm not a dominating personality. I don't go around going, you must do this, you must do that. It's like, I just let people be. It's like, you want to walk down this path, go ahead. Please don't bring me with you. Please don't attach to me. Please just let me be. You do you, and I'll do me. Okay. But anyway, like I was saying, so I was surrounded by a lot of extroverted people and personalities, and these people would always invite me out. And because I was a yes person, I would always say yes, 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 yes. So every single week I was saying yes to everyone. And the difficult thing was, because I had so many different groups of friends, I started noticing that certain friends or groups would be upset with me because I would hang around this group and not them, and then vice versa. Like, it's like I couldn't please everyone. And then there were certain friends who started developing stories. Like, I'm not stupid. I'm very aware that you were developing these stories in your mind, but I could sense that people were developing stories about me prioritizing other people over them, or other groups or other friends over them. Like, oh, she only wants to hang with them because she thinks they're better, and she doesn't see me as anyone valuable, blah blah blah. And I'll be like, do you know what else? I'll be like, no, that's not the case. No, one, as an introvert, I don't initiate things. I don't go hosting these things. I'm not the host. Most of the time, I'm just the follower. I'm just the background person. I'm just the invitee, getting invited to things every week because people like having me around, because I bring the light to the room. I bring energy to the room. I naturally uplift people, and people can sense that. They can't understand why, but they know that they need me there because I lift the room. And, I would say that I'm actually fun to be around with, to be with, more so in groups that I'm comfortable with, groups that I'm uncomfortable with or don't really know very well, I'm very withdrawn, so reserved. So people think I'm a bit boring, but I know that anyone who actually really gets to know me will tell you I'm really funny, and I'm a bit hilarious, and I'm very goofy, and I do funny things. And I feel like the only people who get to see this part of me are people that yeah, have been in my life for a very long time. Like, I'm one of those people with really yeah, I've got so many layers and so many walls, and because I've had so many people use and abuse me, betray my trust, I'm not very open to everyone immediately. It takes a bit of time. That's not to say that I'm not open. I'm actually very open and welcoming of everyone that comes into my life, but I am not going to give you everything. I'm just going to sort of sit there and listen to you and let things sort of unfold naturally. So I take a little bit more time. Like, even my closest friends, don't really know me. I have people who think they know me, and then they'll say, it's like, oh, look, I've got you something that I thought you would like. And I'll be like, in my head, like, oh my God, I would never like anything like that. You clearly don't know me. But anyway, off topic, right? So yeah, I've had people basically assume that um I was sort of rejecting them on purpose. But the thing was, this is in the past. But the thing was, it was never the case. As someone who's just invited out to things, it's not my place to invite others to events. I don't, I respect the dynamics of the group, and so I'm not going to go invite random people into circles that I know that they're not comfortable with X person or anything like that. But I feel like, for a big chunk of my life, I was perceived as this villain, and the villain I am not. I'm actually just, doing me and living my life. But yeah, so fast forward to now, I am now learning to set boundaries because I have become more aware of how I need to protect my energy, I need to protect my space, and I need to sort of respect my feelings. And there's certain people that I know every single time when I'm going to see them, I feel my heart beating really fast. I feel anxiety coming. I feel myself to, have these stories or scenarios running through my head. It's like, oh, what if this person says this? Oh no, how am I gonna like back myself up? Or what if they say that? What if they attack me about this or that? And it made me realize these are the people I don't want to be around, because these are the people just take me out of my power, take me out of, you know, my happiness, my joy. And I want people to understand that me setting boundaries is not me asking them to change. You can continue to be you and do whatever it is, but just understand that what I'm actually doing by setting these boundaries is me telling myself is, Teo, you need to set these boundaries. You need to only allow people who genuinely support you, who genuinely love you, who genuinely want the best for you. They're the people that you should allow in your circles or give your time to. Anyone else has to, like, wait until you're ready. Okay. Because yeah, I just don't want to be around people who are sort of planting seeds of doubt in my mind, making me question my own intuition and my own inner knowing. Because I've noticed that there's certain people that I hang with, they're always leaving me feeling confused. After I've hung with them, I'm drained, and then I'm questioning my intuition, and then I'm like, oh, maybe I am wrong. Maybe they're right. Maybe I am too harsh, too mean, too blunt. But the thing is, I'm like, hang on a minute, wait a minute, Teo, wake up. And it's like, these are the people who throughout, your time together are always putting you down, are always saying things. And, and you would always notice that they're sort of making a mistake, or like they're sort of going down the wrong path. And you've always been right. Every single time you've been right. So stop it. Okay. You need to step out of it and know who you are. And so, yeah, I am setting these boundaries because of that. And I just wanted to share this story, and I want people to understand that, yeah, I'm not trying to be a bitch or anything like that. I'm not trying to be cold. I'm not saying that I don't want new friends. I'm not saying that I'm not open to new friends, but I am saying that I'm very, very, very protective of my energy right now, because I've given so much for so long. And right now I've learned the value of my energy, and I learned that my light is very precious. And, there are people out there who are unfortunately energy vampires who suck off my energy and leave me feeling drained. There are people out there who I have come to learn that don't really support me. They might say they support me, but energetically, I can feel the resentment, the jealousy, the envy. And, the funny thing is, I learned very early on which of these people, or which people do this. And this is why these people never hear about my good news. And what I mean by that is, whenever I had good news, I never shared it with these people. I just kept it to myself. And even with bad news, I would like to keep it to myself, because I find that these people always feed off my bad news, my misfortunes. Like they get so I can actually see them lighting up. It's like, oh, you're going through stuff. Oh, poor you. And then, but there's on an energy on an energetic front, I could feel they were happy that I was struggling. It's like, yes, she's struggling. Yes, she's deserves it or whatever, right? And I could sense that, and I'll be like, oh, this is a bit weird. And then whenever I would share good news, like, oh, I'm dating this guy now, or like, I got a promotion at work or pay rise, blah blah blah, or anything positive that happened in my life, I could see, even though in like they would say that, oh, I'm so happy for you, that's great. Energetically, I could feel they were annoyed, and I could actually almost hear certain thoughts. I'll tell you what I could hear. This is what I always heard with these people. It's like, again, why? It's like, why does Tayo get everything? Like, I don't get it. Like, why does she always get all the good stuff? She's so lucky. That's the stuff I heard. And so I learned that these certain people are the people I don't want to share stuff with. And so, yeah, like, yeah. So, like, for example, I'll give you, like, some every few years I change cars. Yes, I'm a bit of a materialist in that sense. Cars are something I actually very much appreciate and I enjoy. I like to love driving. And every few years I might change cars, and I never tell certain people about it, and then they don't find out until suddenly when I come pick them up. They're like, "Oh, did you get a new car?" And I'll be like, "Oh, yeah." But then I don't say anything. Or they'll hear that, or they'll realize I got another job or something like that. And then, yeah, or then they'll notice it's like, oh, you seem to have a lot more money these days. I'm like, oh, yeah, yeah. But I won't tell them why. I don't tell them that, yeah, I get pay rises and stuff like that. But it's, yeah, because I just don't feel safe to do so. And yeah, I think that's another thing. Like psychological safety, yeah, is very important to me. And that's, I think, another reason why I'm setting very strong boundaries, right? I don't want to be around people who don't make me feel safe, who I can't be myself around, because, yeah, just nobody wants to be around anyone who they can't be safe around, right? So, yeah, these are the boundaries I'm setting. And back to what I really wanted to say to anyone who's actually going to come into my life in the future, this is a message for, again, the future clan. Please understand this, that when I say that I'm busy, I am busy. It's that simple. I don't like, I've always had a very sort of busy social life. I've always had a lot of social obligations. And, I'm in a committed relationship. I'm married, I have a husband. And even in the past, I've always just had a lot of people in my life. And I have, my family, my parents to sort of attend to when I can. And then I've got work. I work a full-time job. And to be honest, my job is very mentally exhausting. I'm actually exhausted on the weekdays. And this is why I prefer not to catch up with people during weekdays, because I've just got so much going on mentally. And like, yeah, I'm always planning for the next day of work, next day of work. And on Fridays is my sort of like, I want to zone out day, leave me the F alone day. And I just let me be day. Okay. Like, so I don't really like the idea of Friday night drinks, and that's a very introverted side of me. Just, yeah, never been a after work drinks person. Even when people suggest like you should go, I'll be like, yeah. And every time I've gone, I swear I'd be like regretting it. I'll be like, this is just not for me. Like, ugh, especially after a long week of work. Yes, so I have never been one of those people. Um, yes, so I just want people to understand that I think I'm losing my train of thought. That please don't take it to offense if I decline your invites out, because I've had a lot of people, like, especially in the last 2 3 years, I've met a lot of new people. And these people, because they don't really know anything about my social life, my life outside of these communities that I meet them in. Like, so, and because I'm quite introverted, when people meet me for the first time, I'm actually quite closed off. I'm very reserved. I come across very shy, introverted, quiet. And because of that, people often assume I have no friends, I have no life, I have nothing going on. But the truth is, I have a lot going on. And then what tends to happen is because my, you know, I have very high frequency. I possess a lot of light. People get very addicted to my energy and they like being around me. And hands down, I always get like messages after saying, yeah, after from people, it's like, oh, it was so much. It, sorry. Like for example, it was so good to see you, Tayo. You know, every time I hang with you, I always feel so uplifted or feel so happy. And I'm just, yeah, it's just always so nice to hang with you, right? I get these messages a lot. And I understand it's because my energy, because I'm just a natural born healer and I am a big ball of light. And people who spend enough time with me will start to feel that light, will start to feed off that light, and start to improve themselves because of being around me. The more you hang around me, the more you want to improve yourself because that's just how my field works. That's just how it is, right? But the thing is, what these people don't understand is I'm a busy person. And then, a week later after meeting them, I'll get messages like, hey, do you want to catch up? Or can we catch up again? Or blah, blah, blah. And because I'm already sort of booked out and I have a lot of things going on for like months in advance, I have to, and because I'm more sort of comfortable in my own skin and I know myself now and I know what I can and I can't do, I've sort of been very, very honest. And I would say things like, oh, sorry, I can't catch up with you anytime soon, maybe in another month or two, if that's okay. And I'm being honest, right? Because I am a busy person. And unfortunately, what tends to happen is these people who sort of didn't get the response they were after, like, oh, yeah, sure, I'll catch up with you tomorrow or next week. I'm available, blah, blah. What happens is they just ghost me. They just completely go quiet, ghost me, don't say anything. And yeah, because they thought I just rejected them. They thought that I didn't like them. They built some false narrative which is really a narrative that stems from their own wounds. And so yeah, they projected on me and then they painted me as the villain. And I just want to be upfront now that that's not okay. And if you're going to show up like that for me, then I don't want you in my life. Then it's probably good that you took offense to me setting a boundary. It's probably good that you've moved away because I don't have time for these games, guys. Yeah, I don't have time. I've got big, big dreams. I have things that I need to say, need to speak about, need to do because I am here to be in service. Like, I am a life path 9, born on the ninth day. And for those numerologists out there or numerology enthusiasts, if you know anything about life pinnacles, which is 4 significant stages in your life that carry sort of overarching lessons below your life path lesson. I'm in my halfway through my third life pinnacle, and it's carrying a 9 vibration. My fourth pinnacle is also carrying a 9 vibration. Basically, it started from at age 36. I'm almost 40. Until the rest of my life, I'm running on this 9 vibration, and 9 is all about humanitarianism pursuits. It's about being in service. So I don't have time for petty games. I don't have time to be best friends with everyone. I don't have that time. I'm here to serve. And I'm not the kind of person that's going to stay in everyone's life forever. I already know that. I've met so many people in the past, and it was just, I came into their lives, I taught them something, I planted seeds in their head, and then they went off, and then we split. And, I think that's the way it's always going to be with me. And there's certain people who've been in my life much, much longer. But to be honest, I think with some of those people, I have to let go too because I'm not meant to be in everyone's life forever. I'm just there to plant the seed, to shine the light on something, to help them see how amazing they are and how much potential they have and how they need to stop playing the victim, how they need to step up their game and, change their life. If you want to change your life, go ahead and change it. Stop complaining. And then, yeah, and that's it. And then I move on. What I don't like is people attaching to me. I'm sick and tired of people attaching to me. And so, anyone who meets me in the future, please know that I'm all for helping you. I'm all for being there for you. But please know that I'm not going to be that person that's going to be there 24/7. I'm not going to be on call for anyone. I'm not that kind of person. I've done that before. I've done it and I'm over it. And yeah, just not. Don't expect me to be that person anymore because I'm not going to be that person anymore. I'm doing me now. honestly, like, it's taken me what, 36 plus years for me to finally find myself, for me to really realize that, oh my God, I've invested so much of my time on everybody else, pleasing everybody else. And now I finally found me. Now I'm doing things that I love. I'm doing tarot readings. I'm doing all these healing stuff. Like, I'm, in, sort of in, what's the word? Immersed in the world of metaphysics, because that's actually my soul's passion, because my soul urge number is 7. It's the number of the mystic, the truth seeker. So for me, it's like, oh, I'm actually doing stuff I love now, things that bring my soul joy. And I didn't realize that these things brought me joy because I spent so much of my life trying to please everyone else. So yeah, this is why I'm setting boundaries. This is why I'm doing this personal share video, because I want people to understand that, yeah, please don't get mad at me for being honest. Please don't get mad at me for telling you that, hey, I don't have time this week. But, that's not me saying I won't ever see you. I will see you. But if you can be patient with me and respect my boundary, then I will make time for you. But if you can't, then yeah. And for those of you who want my services, just reach out because this is what I find funny, because people want to get healings from me, but they're waiting for me to reach out to them, which makes no sense, right? Think about it this way. If you need to get a haircut, you call up your hairdresser and book appointment and get the haircut, right? The hairdresser does not come to you, right? So why are you expecting me to know when to call you for your healing and to know when to call you for help? It's like there's a saying, ask and you shall receive. So if you need my help, reach out and say, hey, I need your services. Okay. Like if you need to go see the dentist, a dental appointment, same thing. You call up the dentist, like, hey, I need to get a dental checkup, or I need this, that, and then you call up the dentist. The dentist doesn't call you. Dentist has no time. The hairdresser has no time. I have no time. Like if you need my help, you call me and ask, hey, when is free? Because you have to understand, when I'm setting boundaries more around my free time, like around my personal free time space. But if someone is coming to me for an actual service, for help, then I will make space for that, because that for me is important. Serving someone, getting them to heal is important. But friendship time, chit chat, gossip time is a little bit different, right? So I want people to understand that. And I also want to squeeze in there. There's a lot of people who, again, meet me and then hear about my services and then try to mooch. I'm sorry to say it, some of you mooch free services, which I'm okay. Like at the start, I'm okay, I'm happy to introduce you to certain services, but then they'll be like, oh, let's catch up as friends. And I've had a lot of people do this, by the way. And then I'm sort of like, oh, okay. But for me, I'm just like, are we really catching up as friends, or are you really just wanting free free services, me to just keep helping you, right? And you have to understand that I'm not for that. If you want a healing, book my time properly. If you want information on helping yourself, book my time properly. Because for me, friendship is a whole different level. And to be honest, it's going to be very hard to be my friend, because you're going to have to be really, you have to be aligned to my wavelength. You got to be on the same vibration as me. Otherwise, it's not going to last, because I think I'm at the point in life where I get really drained around certain people, around people who, you know, are geared towards misunderstanding everything I say, who, yeah, just don't understand or get me. Like, I'll do something, or I'll, you know, how can I say, like, my actions are always misconstrued as something else. And I don't want to hang around with people like that anymore. It's not that I hate them or anything like that. I just don't want to have to explain myself and my actions. And if I have to keep doing this, it's really tiring. I don't have time for it anymore. Yeah. I just want people to understand that. So yeah, this is my little personal rant on setting boundaries and why I'm doing it, and why I'm just really tired of being painted the villain, to be honest. I feel like I can never escape it. And this is the thing about being someone that's, I say this is so much blah, 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 per, I'm going to use the word carry, that carries so much light and operates as the lighthouse. Those of us who are always kind and giving and loving and nurturing and have always been this way. I'm not talking about those of you who switched to this. I'm talking about since you were young, since you were a child, you've always been giving, nurturing, kind, the empaths, the true empaths. Right? Empath is different to those emotionally sensitive people, by the way. Anyway, those of you who carry that light and who are always sort of feeding and nourishing others with your energy, with your light, the hardest thing about being this person is that people are always taking from you. You will also attract all kinds of people. And, hands down, I feel like I've attracted an ish load of people, to be honest. And, a lot of those people were quite toxic people as well. Like I attract a lot of good people, a lot of lost people, but I also attract highly toxic people. And I ain't gonna lie, there's a lot of my close circle of friends in the past, they're all like alphas. Like I had a lot of alpha females in my life, and they probably don't realize that they were quite controlling, and they had these very unrealistic high standards and expectations of me. And I'm always I felt like I was under this pressure to deliver, 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 deliver. And then and in those rare moments where I pushed back and said, no, I don't want to do this, or was honest, like, hey, I don't want this, or I don't want that, instead of respecting my boundaries, these people would get really upset and then would project onto me and then call, label me as the unkind person, the selfish person, the villain. I'm always painted as a villain, and I'm tired of that, to be honest. I'm tired. And, even just a few years ago, I got this long email from an old friend, and, no disrespect to her or anything, but there were certain things that she said in that letter or email that she said that was highly incorrect. Like, I just thought, I was like, wow, you've been playing the victim for so long, not realizing that, number one, I didn't even know all this. Like, you've just been holding this grudge because you wanted to, not because I wanted you to. And just like the information is so, you yeah, it was just like misconstrued. Some of the stuff I was like, hang on a minute, that's not even true. Hang on a minute, you've got this fact wrong and this fact wrong. But in that moment, I was like, you know what? Just let her voice what she wants to voice, and, be logical, be disciplined, be the diplomat. I responded in a very diplomatic manner, and I just let it go. And to be honest, I was actually glad that that friendship sort of moved on, because I was like, you know what, I can't have these kind of people who expect so much from me and then paint me as the villain and point the finger at me for their suffering when it's not my problem, right? And, same with all you, if any haters ever find this video, all of you, especially same-sex females who hate on me simply because your partners or your exes were attracted to me, that's not my problem, right? I haven't done anything wrong. And, in a way, shame on you to just hate on your fellow female because of something like that. Like, hands down, I will own anything that I've done wrong. And I know that there are a couple of girls out there that I do owe serious apologies to, because I dated or saw their partner while they were still together. But I'll just hands down say one thing: didn't know, not intentional, right? I would never intentionally break up anyone's relationship. And yeah, because you have to understand, I have been cheated on. I understand, okay? And when I found out I was with someone that had a girlfriend, that fucking, oh, sorry, I just thought that really broke me, because that was against my own morals, because I had been cheated. And I was like, I would never hurt someone the way that my ex hurt me. I would never do that, right? And I would often tell myself, I can't believe these girls who knew that I was dating, that was my boyfriend, would sleep with my partner. Like, I don't understand it. But then, of course, the universe does its thing, puts me in the same position, although a little bit different, because I didn't know. Because if I knew, I would never have spoken to XYZ guy. Okay. But yeah, this is me sharing personal share, and this is me being totally honest, because I know people out there think that I'm gonna be painting myself as some, angel on this channel. But no, I'm not about being an angel. To be honest, I've never seen myself as an angel. People keep projecting onto me and, throwing labels at me without really knowing anything about me, calling me weak without knowing actually I'm very, very emotionally resilient and strong. I have been through so much. And I feel like if the average person had gone through the amount of ish that I have been through, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't be where I am. because it's very hard to get through the things I have been and still be optimistic and still want to serve and still have so much love for people and really want to help them, right? It would be much easier for people who went through all the things that I did to get bitter, to hate, to blame, to suffer. But no, I'm not going to do that because I'm different. I'm a different breed of human. And I know there are many of you out there who are similar to me, who are very emotionally resilient, who are more powerful than you lead on, who have been, stepped on, dragged through the mud, called all kinds of things. And all I can say is time for you guys to step up, speak up, push back, and do not be afraid. Because as God, the higher power, whoever it is you believe in, to me, it's all the same, right? It's all the same energetic force. There's a phrase there's a phrase in the Bible, I think it goes, fear not, for I am with you. And I want to remind you all, those of you who identify as being light workers, earth angels, empaths, those of you who have so much love for humanity, yet keep finding yourself on the receiving end of unkind treatment, please know that the divine is with you, the creator is with you, your angels and spirit are with you. And we are moving through a time right now where we need you guys to hang in there and really step up and yeah, push back. It's time to push back, but I don't mean an aggressive way. We're not doing it. We're not, going back to old ways, right? We're going to re-educate people by simply sharing our stories. This is how we're going to re-educate. Each and every one of you need to step up and share your stories, because this is the only way we're going to help our future generations, the children, the teenagers. I feel so sorry for so many of them because they're going through so much right now, and social media plays a big part. And yeah, they are easily influenced, right? So it's just time to kind of get back to basics and yeah, just help each other. And at the same time, for those of you out there who were the perpetrators, who were the bullies, the toxic people, the narcissists, first and foremost, know that, I'm not going to lie and say it didn't hurt. The way you treated us was not right, not cool. But we're not going to hold grudges against you anymore, okay? We're not. We're done with that. We are going to do our best to try to heal ourselves and understand that you were hurting too, you were wounded too, and you were most definitely unconscious. Because the truth is, if people were conscious, they wouldn't do the things that they did, right? So how can we be upset at those who didn't know any better, right? So yeah, we will do our best to be patient with you, perpetrators. So I'm just going to call you that so you know who I'm talking about. And when I say we, we're talking about us light workers, earth angels, you know, the gist. We will do our best to be patient, to tolerate, not even tolerate, to accept that you are in a bad place. But we want you to understand that many of us are going to be setting boundaries now, and we need you to understand that and respect that and not project onto us. We need you to do your work and heal. We all need to heal, to be honest. The light workers need to heal. The wounded need to heal. Everybody needs to heal. I'll tell you, I don't know if I want to tell you this, but this is a little secret. Not a secret, but I had a conversation with Gaia one time last year. True story. And she basically said to me, we'd heal so much faster if everyone, all of humanity, just paused for a day and just cried. If humanity just paused for a single day and everyone just cried it all out and released, we'd we'd do a really big shift just like that. Because so many of us are holding on to pain and wounds. Some of them don't even belong to us, it just belongs to our ancestors and other generations, right? But yeah. Anyway, I am not the villain. And yeah, I think I'm going to share Billie Eilish's song into the caption thing because yeah, this was my inspo for this video, and I'm well aware I've probably recorded this for very long. And yeah, bye guys. I can't find the stop recording button. There it is.